Fabra Pinaxtv. So now you know him say the end of last year no now it was a whole lot of things, particularly a year 31st night in the Ghana ha enya sem ketwa e wa ha so for bakwa ni dim beto apawa so ana manfo bone se dundun yankasa yeso for Steven Adom Kyei Duah ebusia Steven Adom Kyei Duah na chese yetete nsem e course so wo Ghana hanum dia na 31st night no se enye ayi Accra anase enkokọ kwan yi na wo fa so de a ende na chese wunim de ekọ na so wunim de ekọ kra no social media am a glaring view of what happened. Steven Adom Kyei Duah has been trending ever since year 31st night, right from ensema okoke kanye ne efa eye adom nyame ne church members ne ade ho ne ni nyina enkoba ni nyina for 31st night no ehu so me ne okasei he's trending again for another reason sabre de akoye ensem bebre ma me community abema Chris so Chris ma akwa ba Fabra studio sir.
Yeah, me so.
Okay, so Adom Kyei Duah has already been trending 31st night abc ene what is new this time around ama Steven Adom Kyei Duah ejinidin mountain so.
Yes, yebema ashefo akwaba na yede ensem na bremo. Ye nyina enim 31st night and sorry do na omo Asia ye cross over na de ne de ebe ho apaso kese pa ye sofo Steven Adom Kyei Duah.
Okay.
Ono ena ne de ebe ye kese pa because he auditorium ni pa na egumu na enya agro. Enti eno and ma traffic bebre after say or kasa, you know, a lot of people will be talking about the fact that koton wejapade ne fa beto adum nyame ne ade.
Okay.
There are people among us sorry and some of these instructions people see it say as a more funny as a quite so
okay.
Aside that no na two do na so who say a kwanya a blocky ye wo Accra ni Kumase kwanya traffic kese basis over 72 hours na man for that so edi kwan so a omo entimi ntimi ma no it became the talk of the town. Emma Dodo na started talking about the fact that any omo nko ho na omo nko chi no because he is obstructing a young movement. Because in Christmas, the Kwana Gasa is busy now, okay. Festive season.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were calling Senka, right through our conversation now, a combination of a soldier for any the police personnel.
Okay.
Sorry them. What are they doing there?
Yeah. We want to know.
And no nakofa and sembebre a lot of people are talking about the fact that you see Agana Mrano Uniska and was smashy. Wow. So Ska and Ranu Mom will come to you and some kind of come and salute you.
Okay.
And no, any the talk of the town as you see Bimu say this is the call man for kasa say nen more kan no the infant chain and the more amokwa sorry na say asori man no e wo gidie wo mo betimi aye den edi achi na omadi so and no eye omo asem and then
okay.
Now the other side of it say public transport because minimobia or babon say people miss their flights because of traffic no yes omo simuntemu omu simuntem as early as 4-5 a.m. and still now MSC omo traffic and as to what the military and the soldiers for the military and then the police personnel they were doing in the church premises near Beko. But let's look at what we have on our screen. This whole stretch no car is moving. And a lot of people are talking about the fact that they should go there and put things in order because say that particular place near another program bureau
say na sorry da
you
service
see,
will go on there. What I say?
Yes.
It says every time we'll be witnessing this kind of air traffic all the time. Service will happen.
I mean, it will happen because the auditorium is small.
Okay.
Do you understand? Even Accra Sports Stadium here, 40,000 plus. And no, people start trooping in. You know the kind of traffic. This is over almost 2 million plus auditorium. Men ani ehune sa. Nti sa the pardon we nyina na emu half price obia the car bekwa plus the buses the other half no. It's another thing. So people were calling for the arrest of Osofo because while obstructing a vehicular movement on the Accra Kumasi stretch no. But then we saw police for any astra for sorry them ho. And no and people are talking about almost because it has turned the fact say young question no say it looks like one shot a bedding.
Okay. So that means a bedding there, it was your for a police for near Safra, a chim some copy, was Stephen Adom Kyei Duah'S them. A deport saying, and an hour more a year, a video number.
We ACP Raymond Ahiame. Now, where ya Adom Kyei Duah', when my dear police in was a police for any soldier for Edward Mokoye, Adom Kyei Duah'S them. A shocking, but oh,
ASP Raymond Ahiame reporting. Your Majesty.
Hey, also for His Majesty.
W! To the front. Right. Cannot. Hey. 3 hearty cheers to the voice of God. Brother! Let us walk come out. Brother! Brother! Brother!
For me, a police for power.
Permission granted.
Also for no OG salute. Now police for no more crisis from yesterday. Hey, soldier for you now more. Police, migration, soldiers. Wow. No more ethics there. Wow. The police for no ethics. To almost so. I would say case na nothing. Case na nothing. Me no ka saying. You be so. Ghana Police Service. IGP. Or a uniform na 7. A taxpayer sikan yedi to yaka. Me busamo. First of all, sir, police officer ACP and Raymond Ahiame. Now on duty, or duty, and I say no off duty. That's question you be said. The toss to be you. Soldiers in the police for him or more were they in duty, were they on duty, or no or more off duty. Secondly, police for no on betia use on uniform in this situation because the ethics of police for any moment to me ya hwade pacho hwade that's way police for say police cannot endorse brand services in with uniform afa sauba say so religion o sauba say so say police
abusuafo na chese nanu ada enema esiye ewo second chance sorry them Philadelphia movement na sorry them when nya sem ketwa. And as you can see from the video, no security agencies are hold. You could see prison officers, you could see kind of say you could see immigration officers, you could see military, you could see chese police phone nyina eka ho ebia sabe obi begusa say is it AI generated or something. Grace, maybe you can obetimi pinchi and mama you say this is AI like enye real because adewe ebi see that.
Oh, we enye AI. Real. I mean, omo echo honoma na omo salutino. They perform some sort of a mini parade. Be
okay.
Sorry, damu honoma. Omo salutu sofo Adom Kyei Duah'.
So it's all AI.
Oh, enye AI. This is rare. Footage of them and the people that were present, including the security officials stages are parade. No?
Okay. The question people are asking is, are these people members of the church? And I say, Shedan ye ko haye omo say, omo bejina hona omo enye sa kind of say parade in Fambas of Adom Kyei Duah'.
Well, Metimiaka said they are probably members of the church. I'm sure they are probably members of the church. But then said they're not ebimu call for a year or soften arrest. Yen kocheno because we are blocking road. Yen kocheno because ebimu hune said the way or town near in South Quine, so the man as the members no ebimu ni nje ho. But then the major one was a year the Accra Kumasi Highway are blocking no. Now the calls and I say and some amount for can say police for na say asraf for na say yemfa say police for anka ye be hwe say omo ebekwa carry out this particular operation say bia omo ebehwe how best because that night na anka sanka ye hia senka police personnel on be wo kwan so on be try so on be regulate traffic no these people were seen in the church but then say these people omo salute or sofo no omo hu ne say are they succumbing to the fact say blocking a year quine any idea was senka at that point grana a bit more because said the name here and on your screens you could see that people were practically cooking on the road because on to me call and handsome ma on to me jane car honey because it was a major stampede cars in that particular stampede you could see on your screens that people were cooking. And to the other side of it, and they see a woman come bet me a coach or sofo and putting in order. See a woman and saluting. And is there going to be some level of arrest? And I said, putting the church itself, the church itself, a better no much me put you in order because major road like this, not because of 131st night, and you're bad. I mean, a lot of people, me too, I went somewhere to go and cross over, but then there were other people who had other plans to say some people were traveling for some business engagements near there. Now, as you can see on your screens, people had to use other alternate routes and routes. And so we are joining the other side of the road traffic anyhow. Okay. Do you understand? And see, not a hard dream, but then to see and someone among folk can say a bed then yet me because I saw for a police for ya he almost see. Omona I mean papa no took a senior. Okay. You were asking a question, so sorry for one. Mimi who said probably they are church members. Probably they are in different mechanism regions. Sorry nibi. And I mean they plan they say on this particular day, papa okay. And I think that they are members of the church. Now,
IGP Hoyonu. I mean, we've seen Philadelphia has been in existence even before, say, Yebe instate IGP or as the IGP. During a Dampari time, we never saw something like this happen in any church. Say, as police for Bekako no asabo ni din akukudu so say femi ACP ahiame use now other people are following up in order. Do you think that IGP Hoyonu is incompetent in any beya yin free hold no say ni obetimi aye adwuma ne me because this is totally wrong?
I think Papa Nangasano he's on his retirement. And somewhere Banach said they want to extend his retirement and also he can be the IGP. I mean, also for I think extra 2 years was saying on being the IGP. But then we all know Dampari time how things were. Okay. Menka said the man is being incompetent, but then say ma na only omu edi juma na say obi twa no ho kodi boni bia. How you are going to handle the situation on the Bema people say yes, this man is really working. Oba who say a lot of nipa bebre nipa dodo na ebi yes indeed IGP Dampari time there were people are no medi boni and ACA and that's for so many years. Okay. But new IGP by ya chiching go for bebre. I mean you're criminal won't mean for they will dig you out. It's no side no or but then on the officers no or relationship and I say how or put you in order no and also another thing and where by any video circulating people are calling for say officers no or video ni munyanka interdict how did they appear command bang a buy it's me ma sorry them we can't conclude say the man and as IGP is not being competent and as he's being incompetent but then as to how he will handle this particular issue no first of all road blockage a course so near deno. How are they going to talk about it? Omone papa bet na say now omwe di hun komo as to how they will go about it. And I say road me gonna say highways omone papa bet na say no ma pe kwan we obe create kwan fufu bi di amano. And I say omo be taking action say the people are expecting say ye be call na ye be inviting ama papa aba and as on ne church mpanifo mbeba na omo abebi omo abeyi nsebia no as to how anyama ni call here and in the future no how they are going to handle traffic situation in case there's going to be another program bompata ho.
Okay, so before you could see say a lot has really gone on and never be brave and so this 31st night also for Stephen Adom Kyei Duah'S just only then they can read now one person and they won't send for this Adom Kyei Duah'S 31st all night kumchacha to the extent say man for be brave now react to the fact that ujai na sorry ne members call ye kopiemu Adom Kyei Duah'S sorry no. That shows say Ebi Muche said this shows that Kumchacha has always been a fake pastor.
Well, minim there I once saw the video be now church our preaching na nipa ne bi ba people were asking say Adom ye AI na because one side of the church is moving. Who say there is movement and the other side of the church is static.
Okay, it
looks like a picture be no mu try and answer one day. So I mean a lot of people are asking and but then ebi na a joint service no mo ye because okopie mu ma ono so be din komo as to how ono so bro prayer and sakra no otimi aduru asori ho ne the boys omo ekabo mu se omo kọ akoduru ebo papa na baso with such numbers any ade nti ono ne de em say ebia na asori no oni omo oni so far Adom Kyei Duah'S na asori ma no oni omo joint service o 31st night no ewo ho and I say ana emi so a obeso okoka movement ne ho a Nina so ho e de ma
e sorry banana said.
Oh, say ne ujai MPP akwa NDC a. Say ujai unu konse o ye MP na ye MP na ye den ujai unu constituency nyina no akwa join nti. E betimi ambasa nke be fen so ana.
Yeah. But what are the reactions so far concerning this Adom Kyei Duah'S?
Yes, people are saying say Ghana, the government, the police, fraternity. I mean, kind of say the police, Ghana Police Service, they should put him in order. In any sign, MTTU for sure, how best they can resolve this particular traffic incident. You know what I say? Because it is funny. Say, a quite no, ebi ebesi yaba say obi nkomo obi ma. Ultimately say blockage bar. Enya me na meko ansa na me nko obi ma. Do you understand? It is senka if we had a proper management of traffic on that particular day na ebianke so betimi ate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Abusha yemfin sem way so na yekopiemu e Western region e ho na branch and din e de ebonowa. Abusha ebonowa eba akromu a enija nsomu na obeti ebonowa. Nsomu na obeti ebonowa. E de ebonowa ye wobe share Ghana for ananse wode nsembe tu dwache Ghana for say 25th nyame ye den e de nsuo e be say asase enti wo si ak ane na onipa bia me nipa ofrewa anu akotinim e ma ne kopie mu kra e wo say akode program na sesa 25th apaholic no afi be kwawie ya yi ebonowa ene ye beti isia police for ache no eso ene me ka say ye kiremu se o maame ababonten ababe pampani fotitire bia chewe se wo mo ka say wo mu se Her Excellency Mark Brown President Jordan Mani Mahama munyina sebe ya tag wo mo ye chemu se wo mu ebonowa mobo na wo mo enja no na sebe ye se wo ba eja ne nan gu na so a ye pepa ye twatwene na otimu se asem no e de areho abafi abusia ma me ne sema wo de tu dwa no ye wo hu video wo ho enche e ba kotie eye sema ma me de tu dwa nyina tese wa ma ya nya ye wonti asese de ne ba ne ye no wona kasa woni mpefe se enya de a ehye nkran ye ngebre na ye nhwe video no abusia ye ba ensemo a ewo mu nyina no ye de beba on answer na no Chris. Yes, this whole Ebola issue so no. As you can see, he's been arrested. We've seen some celebrities talking about the fact that they don't know the need in Tia. Was say you arrested Ebola.
Yes. I've always been wanting to have a Ebonowa update. I mean, but then they be escape me. Yes, and somewhere across so menga say Ebonowa and somewhere across no. I mean, yeah, it sounds yesterday.
Okay.
Do you understand? And see, and you want to say a chain no. Ne mami ababontin ama all can say. I mean, calling on the president or two for money and I didn't see. I'm saying go have video on the bar and Chimo will be the better so the amount for.
I know say to Nana Pio Nanado President Mama Nanama Mike Brown Maba yes right I want to work Ibibu IGP Ghana Police you wasn't worried when we're many you to charm just say Obono wa moye no wanye ni ye nala kruwa no oside wa penisi no option kruwa no kumponis kampu ni bi ojire ye okrisin ponis kanu obono wa oni bi ojiye oye kawanka sankasa kisi Ghana fo akuma ni ojeza onye Ghana fo nkotin amana amani nara mirika sei since so nam the baby wa banada duni me nyamsro wa ja produce yim we nyamsro wa ja produce yim it's abadu no ye yewdam yes right yes we no mo ye na si ontwe yi so won wo campaign for wo Ghana ha wo ka bi obam yes ram na ai hu obu no wo hu no mobor na maame wa asre mabatan mo ba ya anyen na maame abasre Ghana mani na yes, right. One function. On board if you're not so, it is here why but to talk here. May yembe when ye do me. This is one kaka credit and maybe I'm not so gonna up Mokoto. Yes, right. One function. Yes, right. Yes, one function. Moon mobile.
Well said, Nachese Chima. Ebonowa. Ene se mo beka yin nyina fantinyi kede otua na chede oboa pa se ni eyentro obeka se wo si ak o che se de botobu sika credit bi si ak de baako woni ni hwe sebe en wa be gira hono ma wo ka se wo si ak ne ade na ohu ne se sebe ono nso pese o try so obeye content wo TikTok isu bi na social media no nso nya de ono nso de be de e de betwa ne ho me so we say me ye kope bibi edi ene me be ye den enenam na nche se buno wakwakopa asem ayeden ama ne ho na ye tie nsem a ne ma media todwa watage key people a omuka bi wo mu e wo man yi emu ama o chem se ye mfa nche no ama fo chem se da bi wakose fear and panic into the law must deal with it.
Yes, I mean there are calls say I'm for do na kasa about the facts nkai o enye hwe na your content na no creating tea and kai mfa channel ne ade. But then first of all say eye na yan hwe ho asem anka anka the next thing they say obi fofo enso so ebeba na waba be the same thing.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because it drew maybe my engineer who said the guy is creating content from 200,000 followers as at December 15th, he was amassing over 1.2 million followers on TikTok.
Okay.
Just because of so beto see act intimate member unya invite about all these things and the man so if he had gone scot free and there would have been other people almost so ebe follow suit. The next thing it will be chaos. Do you understand?
Okay.
By the time people will start realizing, say, oh, when you know your contents now, man for creating, now the harm has already been caused because there's someone who came all the way from Liberia. Now, one thing is, Ebono was smart.
Okay.
At a point, some people felt like, say, not Ebono sending his car through more money, Ebono send this car mano or by live, Ebono be gifting any adi. And time Ebesono. He could have equally come out to say, said, you
but I think he did something like that.
He didn't. No buy no he know the fat spiritual way now. No buy na some of and say nyamia kasa.
Okay.
He say nyame se wa extension enti ebi enso no onu de onim empire de wa bobi. But then at that point, no, the advice people could have given him, they say, Omra Bontin Metre, say contents na me because you see, and as at that time, yes, mass on following war, but then you'll be on a best fan phone say or come follow because what because I some no credit. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And see, Nema men so call it say or mo find chen any identity. Say at the channel. Baby or so much in a but yes, sure, say be a switching giddy baby asa causing fear and panic in a dear bona or more a bit to me edina kum kakra.
Okay.
I mean, this should serve as a deterrent because people can go crazy on the internet just for views and then likes and the following. Do you understand? And see, so obey your contents not be affect other people are not just no. Do you understand?
Okay.
And see. And you're bad. And we know some people are calling say but then the law is the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen a lot of comparison. My man for ISA. Asofobi wo kromo ha. Edu 31st. Ena Ghana emofia say nebesi. Ena oh my Ghana mumuntie ni ye. Say and some of the prophecies are if we say asofo we mo bano. Utimi say bi mo du ye papa. Wan hwe ni ye a sebe wo dia yam hihye na be nanti the whole of the year. Uba be rim but yet still sa asofo we mu nyina ene na honoma wo mo ka de wo mo pay deserve that first prophecy say ba ye prophecies ketwa enti what is I mean I'm out for ensem musa say what is the difference between ebonowa ne ensem obeka yi any asofo mama prophecies hu chain say ebonowa aka sebe o mo jai sa asofo no mo nam krum no. You
see prophecies no mostly no ya na omo eka omo kano meka say omo kan in general omo biem e de to ho. Do you understand? Ebono the man no very different and they say oh no he was giving time. He was giving time. Said time that say need that say BBC. So you could realize say it was afterwards 25th in so ya BBNC no and e kwache no. Do you understand? But as of for the end, say so for back be share come say this year parliament on be see nipa 9.
Okay.
Do you understand? You be see nipa 9. Emra was saying bako Ephraim. Amazi obabonten kasa say o can say 9. Oh parliament di ohun. Do you understand? And to be say you know a more of I mean a more of spiritual ne ade. What I say, but the no oba now be more specifics dates say ebesi. I said that's our time no and see. They are looking at the social aspect of it. We are near way in our social media. The social aspect of it. A man amount for some people traveled all the way. Na make us say any papa kumpo ne be affecting her. They will take you on. Do you understand? But then when we no na omuhu say oh spiritual matters there ye de kwa him fear na say abosomfo na edi ontimi nka say obi e befo nti police for meche no. Do you understand? Obi say or a prophet or nyame edi nkomo say bibi say ni besi say asem ni si ni ahwehwem na say bibia for na ontimi nkoche no. It's different from so be out shenkom na ebi o yesi ebi wo mo shenkom no mo asa atwa mo ho afetire no mo akodi ho dwuma ne ade enti na abem ahanze no ye ko hwehwem na se nipa no ho bom mu a then but ye hwehwem be wie na se ne ho bom mu a enkom hye no hye and these things has been there since days ancient time na prophecies na ewo ho. Do you understand? Enti untimi nyina so enkoche no unless say asem ni si nipa no ho bom mu dia wetu akoche no ebono wade no wa hye data to so ne ade a no hunu amanfo say nsuo beto ama ebi mu class start so mo ton mo dem niema because nsuo be fa no enti eno ena ma omugina so akase he was causing fear and panic.
Okay. Abusia, that is about a year ebonowa ensema ekoso now you say amafo bebre na na ehwe ye iti de ekoso ebi che say Felix we Felix or say this man should be called to order. So didn't they factor all these before 31st? That you say Adom Kyei Duah ensem no kan wasem we Kwabena Martin or say Adom Kyei Duah cannot be jailed, therefore charge him with an amount to pay. He should have let the police supervision. Into this has to do with a year Stephen Adom Kyei Duah nensema yedeba early or no na chese utumusa manfo bebre na na womo any NJ Adom Kyei Duah ensem ya ekoso no ehu on the 31st night. Now you're moving on na we are going to ye PMU ewo a year the United States of America that you say a lot has been happening lately. I mean, despite the fact that a lot is happening in Ghana, in US too, a lot of issues are happening. And right now, we could say the man of the moment is none other than President Donald Trump.
Yes, but yan share omo comments way. Felix, they also said this man should be called to order. So didn't they factor all these before 31st? I mean, some of these checks should be put in place before Nema be say because the numbers that they were expecting, any equina no more befasono difference ne wum no so because our coin nipa 50,000 crash or more fast a total at a go. A total men can say blockage and a BC traffic a BC wo hono enyagro not nipa over 2 million into over 2 million no emu ode me say emu 500,000 crowd will be as your drive ya issue.
Okay,
I mean they should just look at this thing say emu 500,000 so more drive ya share Accra Kumasi Kwan how is it here. Now, emu 500,000. Felix has said, yes. I mean, they should have factored all these things in Asana. I mean, church we know akoso. And yeah, but they're not more because a choir one no. President will be BMT. Kwabena Martin so the no can say Adom Kyei Duah'S cannot be jailed. Therefore, charge him with an amount to pay. You should have let the police supervise. I mean, yes, he's talking about the fact that omo ko hoko side 9k he omo kwan no subom instead of sorry them ho. Yes, it was very important senka MTTU so I mean the church should have contacted them to see how best they can help with the traffic situation management of the traffic here.
Yeah, so before we not Adom Kyei Duah'S we're talking about the fact that right now the man of the moment trending is President Donald Trump, and this is coming after the US invasion in Venezuela, where President Nicolas was upheld after a whole lot of issues with regards to drugs and all that. But right now, we're hearing that there are a lot of countries, or let's say specifically about 1 or 2 countries that are next in line for the US operation to end all this, because according to President Donald Trump, these people seems to be a problem that will be affecting US, and then they are going to affect the security and the safety of the US national, and immediately they need to put in measures to curb all these issues that is going to come up. So Chris, this is what we are gathering about this whole President Donald Trump issue coming up about Venezuela invasion, and right now we are hearing that there are other countries that are next in line for this whole evasion and security measures, actions and all that. Learn us more on this issue.
Yes, this is a whole lot, let me put it that way. But then, you know, when this invasion happened, a lot of countries came out and they were, criticizing the move of the United States and the United States president, what they did in Venezuela. But then people are talking about the fact that if President Donald Trump is targeting people with narcotic traits, people who are, dealing with, narcotics, cocaine, drugs, and all that. He should have targeted Colombia. But the funny thing is, Colombian president also came out to condemn what happened in Venezuela. Okay. So you, let me put it this way: you are already, in line.
Yes, you are a target.
You are a target already,
and then you are
coming out to talk. Okay. So that is why, they put a question to President Donald Trump as to has he, heard of,
or considered Colombia?
Yes. And then, the fact that they are talking about they are condemning his actions, and then he talked about the fact that yes, Colombia is also another hotspot for him, a target that he thinks probably they will move in. So after we watch what he really said, we'll still talk about it.
Okay, let's watch this.
Colombia is very sick too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States. And he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
What does that mean? He's not going to be doing it very long?
He's not doing it very long. He has cocaine mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to be doing it very long.
So there will be an operation by the U.S. and
it sounds good to me.
Secretary Rubio mentioned.
You know why? Because they kill a lot of people.
Yeah, so that was the president, Donald Trump, talking about Colombia, and he feels that probably they don't have any right to come and condemn his actions in Venezuela. But then, as I said, people have the feel that they are just storming some of these countries just because of their reserves and all that, because a lot of things are happening in other countries. A sovereign country like Venezuela, no other country has the right to invade the country and even capture the president. This breaks, international laws.
Okay, and looking at this whole instances and happenings right now, from Venezuela to what President Donald Trump just said about Colombia being sick, and then he considering to make Colombia the next in line in terms of their operation. Do you think President Donald Trump is doing too much, or is he really on the focus or the main aim that he's trying to protect the nationals of US?
You see, he talked about the fact that the president allowed immigrants, people that are not qualified to enter the United States, to come to the United States.
Okay.
Somewhere around 2015, thereabouts, 2013, 2014, 2015, thereabouts, President Donald Trump's first term as president, they arrested two people who were relatives of the Venezuelan president's wife. And this caused a lot of mayhem. Okay. They trialed them at a point, and yes, they jailed them. So this has been going on for some time, and people have the feel, just as I said, because Venezuela has a lot of oil deficits. That's why they are invading Venezuela. Okay. So yes, indeed, people feel he's doing too much, because other people, countries like Colombia, most of these Latin American countries, these drug deals, they are going on. Do you understand? They are going on. So they don't understand why all of a sudden they should move to Venezuela. Now, when President Donald Trump was talking, he should have focused on the fact that he's protecting the U.S. citizenry, because at a point he had a feel that very soon people of Venezuela will start trading narcotics with the United States. I think, is it in Florida? They will start trading with them. Do you understand? So if you want to prevent this, you target it on that point. The next move is the oil companies in United States are moving into America. This is where the contradiction comes in. Do you understand? That is why people feel like they are just going in for the reserves, not really for, to curb the trade of narcotics in U.S.
Okay. Now, on the same issue, apart from Colombia being in the news, and we hearing Donald Trump mentioning them that they are sick because of the drugs and the narcotics that they are being involved with, there is another country that has also been dragged into this issue, and this one is coming from the Senator Lindsey. He also came out to mention one particular country that is also involved and could also be a target in the U.S. next operation. Now, Chris, just learn us more and let's watch this video. Which country are we looking at right now?
We're looking at Cuba.
Wow. So let's listen to what Senator Lindsey let out about this whole issue.
Have done it, and as to this commander-in-chief, he did something people talked about doing. You just wait for Cuba. Cuba is a communist dictatorship that's killed priests and nuns. They've preyed on their own people. Their days are numbered. We're going to wake up one day, I hope in 26, in our backyard, we're going to have allies in these countries doing business with America, not narco-terrorist dictators killing Americans. This is a big frigging day. And everybody in the world is thinking differently than they were just a few days ago because of what you did.
So that is the senator for South Carolina. And then when you listen to what he's saying, that means that their next target, maybe after Colombia, could be Cuba. What is the crime of Cuba in this whole issue?
So just as I said, people that came out, Ghana, we also went to, right, 102B. So people that came out to speak, they've started targeting them.
Okay.
Just as I said, those Latin American countries, most of them, if I'm not afraid to say, most of them deals in drug. You understand? But then they feel that the hub is Colombia. Okay. Now, the Cuban president, Miguel Diaz-Canel, he also came out to condemn the moves of President Donald Trump. Okay. Do you understand? So, as the questions were coming, I'm sure they were in the Air Force One, the interview that we watched.
Yes.
I'm sure they were in the Air Force One, and probably they were traveling. I don't know where they were going to, but then the questions were coming because they have a particular cabin for how do you call it, for journalists in the cabin. So that is when he came out and the whole conversation came on, and they were asking questions. Now they talked about the fact that Cuban president has come out to condemn your actions. What do you have to say about that? Now, instead of President Trump, answering, the senator decided to talk about it and told them that, yes, indeed, that could probably be their next target.
Okay, now let's look at it from this direction. Now, we've seen President Trump mention Colombia. We've seen Senator Lindsey Graham mention Cuba. Do you think that this is going to put these countries on their toes, like be on their A game, stay alert? Because I'm sure Venezuela didn't know this was coming to them, though they were hesitant with the cooperation and all that, and it led to this invasion. Don't you think this is going to put them on their toes? Colombia and Cuba.
Well, I don't know how you can prepare for the United States, because even the let me put it this way. Should I say the parliament? How do they call them? The Congress. They were not even aware of this move to Venezuela. It was so secretive that most people, they are even questioning Peter Hegseth. Okay. That why is it that he didn't bring this on board for the Congress to deliberate on it before they made the move?
So that means you can't be too careful with
You can't be too careful with the United States. Do you understand? So once they mention your name, it's because you see, even in Venezuela, the new president, she was the vice president, and they sworn her in as a caretaker president. Okay. But we know President Donald Trump has announced that the president is the U.S. is going to run Venezuela currently. The very night that they sworn her in, she started talking about the fact that what US is doing, they are not happy with it. They don't support it. They want their Maduro back and all that. Okay. But then the next morning, this very morning today, the conversation was different. Now she's some kind of begging President Donald Trump in some way, trying to now cooperate with the U.S. government. So it's a whole lot. You can never be too careful with the U.S. Yes.
The United States. Okay, so this is what is happening currently with the U.S., Venezuela, Colombia, and Cuba, and this is coming up after the US, Venezuela invasion that has brought up all these issues. And we've seen a lot of people, like my brother said, we've seen a lot of people coming in with their opinions and with their views on this whole issue. And President Trump talking about Colombia to be some way, somehow, like the next is causing a whole lot of conversations and all that. Do you think that this is really showing that the US are now the superpowers, like they are taking charge and all that? Because you know that when it comes to the superpowers of the world, it's more or less becoming like a competition between US, and we are seeing China trying to be in it. We are seeing Russia, but right now, because of the Ukraine and Russia war, Russia is a bit tight. But is it that US is taking over the world now?
You see, when US is moving, when they make a decision to move, the next thing that they ask is either you are with us or you stay away. Do you understand? When they were going to Libya, the same thing happened. The UN at a point were against their moves, but then they told Spain, Germany, UK, yes, the Europeans, let me put it that way, that it's either you are with us or you stay away. So if they try to do something, if they want to move, if they want to make a move, it is them. Okay. Let me put it this way, they have the powers to move out there. A lot of people are of the assertion that they are doing this because of China, They want to amass all the powers that they can to fight back China. So yes, if they are moving, it's either you join them or you stay away. So they send this warning, they send it out there to the people that we are moving to this particular place. Okay. Are you joining? If you are not joining, you stay away.
Yeah, so when you look at Senator Lindsey Graham's video when he was talking and narrating about the whole issue, the latter part you could hear him say that, and right now everybody is talking about US because of you. And then he pointed President Donald Trump. That shows that right now they are taking hold, and it's like that everybody is talking about US now, and it makes them feel like, yes, this is US and no one can challenge us.
You see, Lindsay was not in support of President Donald Trump's nomination.
Okay.
Do you understand? So all these while, he's not really cool with what President Donald Trump is saying.
Okay.
Do you understand? But some way, somehow, he's your boss. You have to be with him, and then some way, somehow support him. But then it was some sort of a warning, because it's not good that everybody's
all eyes on us.
All eyes are on you and all that. You see, in as much as they feel, the whole world, people feel the US is untouchable and all that. Some way, somehow, there are some other superpowers out there. I already told you that all these things they are just targeting China, and some way, somehow, there is a way that other people can come after you. Do you understand? Yes. So he's talking. He's making his own assertions, talking about the fact that all these things we are doing, everybody is mentioning US because of you. But then he also sends in a caution because of what the Cuban president was also saying, talking about the fact that yes, they can also be the next target.
All right. So that is about the US, Venezuela, now Colombia and Cuba finding themselves in this issue. Let's move on to another story. And this time around, the African Union has also spoken about this whole US invasion of Venezuela. And I think that a lot of people are hitting on the AU for coming up to say this. And it's more or less like, you are talking when it's not necessary, and when it's necessary for you to talk, you don't talk. But this issue has got nothing to do with Africa. So why is African Union trying to involve themselves in an issue or in an issue that has got nothing to do with Africa? I mean, let's fight our own battles and let's cry our own cry and think about ourselves. Now we are going to put a screenshot, or let's say a press release of what the African Union dropped out or released after the invasion of US in Venezuela, and has got a lot of people talking and sharing their views and opinion on it, and some even hitting so hard on the African Union for being so biased at some point, because they feel like when African Union needs to act, they don't act. And when they are not supposed to act, that is when they act. But Chris, I'm sure you've gone through the release before we read it. I'm sure you've gone through the release and you've seen some of the things that were written by the African Union. Is this something that needs people or Africans to hit on the African Union?
Yes, I mean, yes, there has been some kind of a backlash on the AU. Because of the release that they brought, condemning the actions of the United States and calling for the release of President Maduro. President Donald Trump's invasion into Venezuela, they were condemning it. And people are talking about the fact that there were much pressing issues in Africa that they were supposed to talk about. They were mute. They never said anything about it. But now they found their feet and their mouth, their pens and their writing.
Okay, so as we can see on the screen, it says the African Union is getting cooked for this statement on Venezuela. So let's come down. It says the African Union is following with grave concern the recent development in Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, including report of the abduction of President of the Republic, Nicolas Maduro, and military attacks on Venezuelan institutions. The African Union reaffirms its steadfast commitment to fundamental principles of international law, including respect for the sovereignty of states, their territorial integrity, and the right of people to self-determination as enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations. The African Union underscores the importance of dialogue, peaceful settlement of dispute, and respect for constitutional and institutional frameworks in a spirit of good neighborliness, cooperation, and peaceful coexistence among nations. The African Union emphasizes that the complex internal challenges facing Venezuela can only be sustainably addressed through inclusive political dialogue among Venezuelans themselves. The African Union expresses its solidarity with the Venezuelan people and reiterates its commitment to the promotion of peace, stability, and mutual mutual respect among nations and regions. The African Union calls upon all parties concerned to exercise restraint, responsibility, and respect for international law to prevent any escalation and to preserve regional peace and stability. So I think this is what the African Union came out to say, and people are hitting so hard, and I mean the backlash is very loud, very, very loud, and you could see that people are so much pissed and angry for this release coming from them. What are some of the reasons that is causing all these people to talk so bitterly about the African Union?
Yes, a lot of things were going on in Africa here that they felt like the AU could have come in to resolve some of these things.
Okay.
They could have come in to talk about it and make sure that some of these things are curtailed. Let's take it like when the United States wanted to topple Gaddafi. We'll come to that, but let's look here. This is Mange Kimambi. So she's an activist in Tanzania. Okay. She also wrote why she's also backlashing the AU, talking about the fact that hundreds of people, 10,000 people in Tanzania died. Okay. Let's go through what Mange Kimambi wrote. She said, "Look at these stupid fools." Hey, Charlie. Anyway, over 10,000 Africans were murdered in Tanzania by their own government. 2 months later, the AU has failed to do anything but see how quick they are jumping on matters that don't concern Africa. This makes me so angry. Not once did the AU call the situation in Tanzania of grave concern, but a brutal dictator finally getting justice is of grave concern to them. Okay. You have failed Africans. Let Trump help us, since you all are, in quote,
useless.
All useless. So that's what she's saying. If you continue to not do your jobs, we will designate the United States as the official body for selling African matters, since they have the guts to actually do what needs to be done to liberate citizens from brutal authoritarian governments. She says she's joking, but she's not joking. Okay. She's serious with what she wrote. Okay. So yes, first of all, I was talking about Gaddafi, but then let's look at this. When a lot of things happened in Tanzania recently, the AU were mute. I mean, did we do any updates on AU condemning what is going on in Tanzania? No, we didn't do anything of such. And I don't think any release like what we have currently were released by the African Union. But then they have mouth to talk about something that they feel doesn't concern Africa. Okay, in some way, somehow, it concerns Africa. But then
it's not direct concern.
Yes, it's not direct concern. When we needed them, we didn't get them because people were dying. Just because someone wants to become president, people were dying. Even if it is one soul, it is not good. But then look at this one. This one, no one is here to even die. But look at how quick they are. Are those 2 lives more important than the 10,000 people that died in Tanzania? That is the kind of questions Africans are trying to ask the African Union.
Okay. Now, with what you just mentioned about African Union not dealing with matters within their jurisdiction, but rather looking outside the box. Recently, we saw Ghana and one of the African nations also having a banter where Minister of Foreign Affairs Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa had to call in, and then deportations and all that had to come in. Did we see African Union intervene or speak about what is happening? Let's have a peaceful coherence among Ghana and the country.
I don't think so. You know, some of these things, these diplomatic talks mostly will happen between these 2 countries. Okay. Do you understand?
So they don't need to involve themselves.
Yes, actually, they don't need to involve themselves. But some of these general things, you see, if it is a country, if it is a state and its presidency, its governing bodies, they can deal directly with the AU, because look at what was actually happening in Tanzania. The only country, the only body that could have intervened was the AU. Okay. Do you understand? Okay. But with the deportation staffs and all that, it is just your foreign affairs to foreign affairs. The countries would deliberate, they would dialogue, diplomatic talks, and then everything will be solved. But then some of these things, like I was talking about what happened in Libya. As at that time, the only person that was able to move to Libya was the South African president. I don't know, I've forgotten who was. I got the name. As at that time, the South African president moved his troops to Libya. And they were in the Libyan airspace for some time until the AU told the South African president that if anything happens, you're on your own. Because the AU is not trying to stop what the United States is coming to do in Libya. But now, something has happened in totally, it's not different country, a totally different continent. But they have, so the moment South Africa moved away from Libya, that is when they captured Gaddafi, and I mean they toppled the government, and now we all see the repercussions of that action. So some of these things we needed the AU to come in and then settle some of these things for the people of Africa. Do you understand? But then we don't see them. And see, this particular one that they've brought a long write-up trying to condemn it and all that. I mean, when it was in your own soil that you could have, handled it physically. You could have handled it with actions. You couldn't. This place is only your paper that is going. It's only your write-up that people will just read. They were saying some of these things that the presidents are saying will not have any effect on the moves of United States of America. And yes, indeed, it won't have any effect. They are done. The next move, the next move is ongoing. So, yeah, people are calling for the heads of the AU.
Okay, so that is all about the African Union issue. As we speak, a lot of people are displeased with the initiative taken by the AU, trying to come out to show so much concern about an issue that is even off limit. When I talk about off limit, I'm talking about the fact that the issue isn't even within the African continent, but rather the United States, and it has brought out a lot of calls and people condemning this particular act of the African Union. Now, moving on to another story, we are coming back to Ghana. A whole lot of issues have been happening just in Zimbabwe and Koso, my Ghana Muhanum say, and we know say you see January Munedie Nache say the NPP are preparing so well for a year their upcoming presidential primaries. It's going to take place on the 31st of January, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and the 31st of January, we are going to see the New Patriotic Party delegates go out, vote, and then show us who their flag bearer is going to be. Is it going to still be Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and I say change a scam, which is a year of Kennedy Japan or Brian Champon or Educhum, Kwabena Japan. So that is, these people are going into the competition. Now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Egusua Woba Pro Ebusia for woke kansem wo ton ne ho de ama the MPP delegate said the be to aba de ama no, but it looks like Bawumia ye de amanfo ka say, hey, is this really Bawumia talking? Bawumia na kasa asem we ana. I mean, we all know Bawumia to be a Muslim, but baby Bawumia e de ne campaign line afa no e na ama for bebre sebe ayo mo wawa. I'm sure you be wondering or the fa he den ni see ye yenhwe video we emra. Yes, video no would go and watch it. Let's watch the video.
Persia, not only Jew, but Yami Eyino, say Uncle Israel for free in consume, every Uncle Israel, say Uncle Israel. Nanyami Etime King Cyrus and only Jew, say Uncle Israel for Nima. Yami submit me, Dr. Bawumia, and me a Ghana, me, 7 wedding Ghana for any Ghana. Guru, Lentisa, Componsano, Young Bongo, and Yellow Crab. Componsa number 2.
For that is a Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia, the former vice president of our land. Ninsema Wade Etuja. Why are people so enthused about this video of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia?
Yes, I mean, Ninsema can be more felice. Say omo ekoya ye tu omo for so omunyai tribal politics any religion, any ethnicity, ni ade ni nyina no looks as if say still na ehihase ekoso enti say efri ha ne ba na e wo say we so eden reply enti ho ensem na ma for dodo na ekasa de tia former vice president ensem o kan no.
Yeah, now in same way o kan there is another video and so what the ensem foforo bi eto dwa ye President John Dramani Mahama ehu abebom yenkotie no sombra.
I approached my boss when we had this crisis, as I saw our foreign exchange reserves continually dwindling. I approached my boss and suggested a novel way as a solution to the shortage of foreign exchange. I proposed that we leverage on gold to produce directly in exchange for the essential goods we import. He gave me the go-ahead to pilot the one critical import, petroleum products, the shortage of which would have completely derailed our economy. And that is what resulted in gold for oil. I am happy to say that the two policies that have helped rescue the economy from catastrophe in the recent crisis were the Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program, which I proposed, and the gold for oil program. The pilot, these two policies, the pilot has worked for a number of companies and has worked for the countries. Some companies which wanted to repatriate dividends and couldn't do so because of foreign exchange constraints have suddenly been able to do so because of the gold purchase program. We have thus found a solution in the midst of this crisis and bringing together the pilot of this gold for oil and gold purchase programs. We have thus, through this crisis, we have suddenly found a solution to the profit repatriation problem that many businesses had without destabilizing our local currency. This also brings major comfort to foreign investors operating in our countries. I believe from the success of the pilot scheme, we can confidently say that we have found a solution to the age-old foreign exchange problem that successive governments have struggled to contain and which invariably led to inflation and other macroeconomic challenges. My government will completely institutionalize what I will call the Gold for Forex program, even as we intensify efforts to transform the structure of the Ghanaian economy. Simply put, the domestic gold purchase program is a policy which allows the Bank of Ghana to boost our foreign exchange reserves by buying locally produced gold with cedis. Gold purchases from this program alone amounted to $5 billion in the last couple of years. With Ghana's unexplored gold reserves estimated at 5 billion ounces, with a market value of $10 trillion US, my government will ramp up the gold purchase program to cover all major forex demands. We will cover all major forex demands with the gold purchase program. Put simply, if, for example, a company wants dollars, we will take their cedis and we will buy gold and we will give them their foreign currency. The gold purchase program will therefore provide the anchor that our local currency has always lacked.
All right, so that was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Nsemwa na odi tuja. The very first part he was talking about is on Ken Cyrus and Yamia Yino say omrano medi Ghana anymore. And when a lot of people are talking about the fact that at the opposite saying say Ghana a Christian country and you or no Muslims so maybe so. And I said, what is he trying to say? That a lot of people were calling the facts, calling for the facts that they should check some of them somewhere. Or the tuja or campaign as because I say we want to no more kasa na say. But then kasa say no. What is he trying to imply?
Okay.
And no any and someone normally to. Then the second part was also the fact that some communicators in the NPP or more kasa say gold for oil CCA NDC for abe championia ama aboy boost Ghana city no or more person say initiative and as a policy Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and a shase and omo buy or mabe shemu kena by also introducing the gold board ama CCA no yemfa Ghana sika no and enkofa I mean foreign exchange. It is the gold and the deco near Quacoton. It's reserves, foreign exchange now. Sorry, foreign exchange. Now they be share Ghana. You see, can say the beya a be puama you see the so so that was the second part. And now I think that he was trying to explain that was the year 2024 general election. I call in campaign, and now this answer 72.
Okay, so it was far we could see said Bawumia the near brepa that he wants to win this whole flag bearership race because me sure say no he wouldn't be out to bring out details and informations and all these kind of things. But with these two videos Akko Mountain, so no, what is the reception? What are Ghanaians saying about Nensema or the Atujano?
The amount for candidates say the BDK kind, the communicators in MPP,
okay,
they are jubilating. Especially those were the side of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia prior to 31st January election, say, or no as vice president or the policies be brave by the current president and the current government was some use our policies ni be abwa or minor the city is trading about 11 cities or so. A brand in NAM 17, 19, they drew 20
yeah.
Do you understand? In the policies, the buyer and no and abwa ama Ghana country na kasa yes currency na etimi enya holding. Then people are also talking about then somebody to trying to be a little bit tribalistic, and I say men can say more of a religious, you know. And a lot of people were saying say yenhwe ne kasa ya or tidy to jan yenhwe na regulating manner.
Okay, so in semwa sebe amanfo bi ekruche e de ato comment section ni mu no about this whole issues I cause why no ebi enegu screens no esto no. Now Michael Wenway or say what they did because they didn't go before Congress. Mad people accepting this, and it will give precedence for him to do it to any country if people don't put pressure on him for it. And he's referring to Donald Trump issue now. Yes, the same Michael again says, you need to talk. AU needs to talk it. Okay, there's Ono is in support of what the AU did about this whole thing. Michael again will say they have to show resistance. All psychological games and sometimes spiritual before things turn physical. Okay, it's not just a way or no with regards to this whole AU, Venezuela, Donald Trump invasion, any other idea. You can keep your comment coming on this particular issue, sir.
So share Michael Winways we are a full editorial on its own. You can sit down and talk about some of the other. But then the first part, he's talking about why Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense for the United States, one far and some yes, the U.S. Secretary of War. One fan some now Congress, someone deliberating on it and Sana or more making invasion. It was so secretive that not what was going on. I mean, not everybody was aware of the plans of the United States. So he's talking about the fact that if it goes on like this, President Donald Trump will just wake up one day and say, let's go to this country, and they will just follow suit without any deliberation at the Congress, whether they are going to accept it or they are not going to, follow suit. And before you realize, the president is wasting the country's money without the Congress actually accepting the moves of the Delta Force.
Yeah.
Then he's talking about the AU needs to talk. It's good. Yes, indeed, the AU needs to talk. I mean, to show some level of resistance, because if you don't talk, people will just take you for granted. They will just come into Africa and they will just be going into different countries. We know of Nigeria, we know of Nigeria, we know of some other countries and all that. So I see they have to show resistance, psychological games and all that. So then, yeah, so that is Michael Winways. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, for you, as I said, you can keep your comments coming in the comment section. You better be na ya kan the amount. Now, yen sorry sunko piemu ewonsem foforo eso President Nana Akufo-Addo. It's been a very long time. Yete mampeni edin Ghana hanum say amen after the tenure of office wokope be share ye ade nyina yen shedan te ne wunsem bebre wono ene ne vice president Dr. Muhammad Bawumia. But then as I am talking to you, Honorable Stephen Amwa within Sembia Babetuja concerning Niamebia Akoso with the New Patriotic Party Amanyukunu Emwa ushe de ekoni de anache se uchimse dru babia nanka ewo bi ya den ya so agunenum en wo bi ko pia ne kon ma ewo no ekoso baby fufuro na ni nyina efa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ehu yintie ne nsema wode etudwa
ya sorry them remember say me kan sem bi ampanyfo bi ti na mayedi nyankopɔ wei ene me kra me bo no asame so meta ya sorry them remember say me kan sem bi ampanyfo bi ti na mayedi nyankopɔ wei ene me kra me bo no asame so God them na do person wey be Minister of State Finance mepa me se mo mampa mu sasa hwana se ompame opani ko mi me se me boa me wa service of God and the boy me su me pese me kansam na mo dia mo ntina ho na mo me dada mo se me boa me kra wo nyame nsam ma bra party we confia biasa finance the whole world they depend numa on my financial economic modular me tofu mi 64 76 97 2000 2001 is me the whole world. Yes, I'm in Fatao. Nanado, Samebua, can you not call the honor? Meet me in car, when you can see it. Maybe I'm more of you, but my simple says a why, and also I'm coming up in the community. And to make catch Ramo, I didn't make a modatio. Me end this better 100 years. I'm people that was saying, maybe I'm not in Bruno, and your politics, Namami. Let me treat toilet to a landing. 97 mo mo ni mi no and na ge man no mo ni me tete no me talk 97 na bibi mai mo hu to nti ni kwa na to da bia minister but na me ka kira mo mo nyamfo so da me se mo nyamfo so da na Kennedy obianu na tipo no onya almost 40% election way Nyankupo di munchi inshallah wawini chobai ofatase oje ayeyi ofatase oje anase saoke ka owa ata kriesio ofatase oje ayeyi chobai.
All right, so that was Honorable Stephen Amwa. Na ordinance Samuel said, "Drew no bimpo nanka or ya baba be finance minister. Na obi penyimu bi ene one chain or one or yes, oh there be mumfami krom nimra. Enti no ene ma kase tribal politics. Omo process the first January election the koso papa. Enti winding na no obo. Na all chere obi chere se yemfa ni krom ni emfa mra na dodo na hu ni se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ena na ehye chere wo ho de chere ye na dodo Nko Akufo-Addo as at that time no wo ho a e ma yamfa na ma me ye finance minister no oye guru e wo finance mu we are simu hanyina we nipa 5 crore no say no ka ho eno ye Dr. Amwa Steven Sticker.
Yeah, I mean, people have the thoughts and opinions. Say Ninsema Okano is like he's going too extreme with some of the things that I say he's hitting so hard on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and this is an internal battle. Maybe he shouldn't have gone to that extreme.
Yes, on the off air, Krana me kase say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wini pa Dr. Stephen Amwa. How will he come back and try to campaign for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? I mean, in some normal Canada, all this is just to amass votes for the 31st January election. But then afterwards, how are they going to be able to put themselves together? Or more adrenaline, okay, maybe by 3 years' time, they can put themselves together and go for, the election. Yes. It will have a Benyan Susan Swakese, especially the camp of Dr. Kennedy Japan and aside with the fact that they still have the feel say they are doing tribal politics. I mean, one can we you can still go out there, sell your policies, and the delegates will still vote for you.
Okay.
But then this is how they choose to go. And the other side too is replying. I give and take.
But is Stephen Amwa not part, and can say 2024, was he not part of Bawumia's camp?
Yes, he. I mean, as at that time, so fresh. Say you bet me obi he's very known and yeah the Adenakwa Simpy and it was some kind of a very short time I bet me say a lot of people to vote for your candidate, and just at that time he had a lot of people following him. I think Zena Dr. Stephen Munyina some as a point one said they knew him, but then you could see say I mean we bet me but then who say akwa aba no ya to awia me hu say the way esi we no omuso omu bi dane ade enti na ne yen hwane enso chi carpet ne hwa ade say ye betime de Kennedy Japan honorable ababa be di MPP anymore.
Okay, with all this conversations so any Stephen Amwa video trendy with social media no have any of the NPP penning for come out to react to in same way?
More reactions, dear. I say early days are almost top to bottom approach and our election and our voting. That was when most of them came out to condemn some of Nkomo Modi said you moki ka because right after the 2024 election now Mulusu people were still talking condemn because the news Kennedy or Japan go or for a flag bearership race. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also call for flag bearership race. And right there, no almost started yet to select sites. No, a honum na omo babo until almost started is almost kasama. Then currently, there because it's here kaka krebi na about to anabaso. Currently, the obia make a side, but then I be give and take. Honoma MPP or flag bearership candidates. No, some of them are very quiet, but then you see the two big elephants in there.
Well, for you're Stephen Amwa. Yeah, we don't know the fate yet. I mean, about this whole general election. Said I mean, not the general, but in the NPP internal elections of presidential candidate hopeful. Whether Ken is going to take it or yen can say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to take it in ebinumu kase ne kasa ne sebe utimusu wo so ne nsem na wo ko gina campuses no him ne pan all in support of Kennedy Japan no say one tread cautiously na one edit ne words ne one by one ahwa adachi de bia say koba ne say Bawumia wini ebia na den akwakọ ha adwe like we saw in 2024 where Bawumia won and I say Ken joined in campaigning for Bawumia in 2024, but now Osheni dimming and any mannerism and now quite say the party, because of the party, let me do it. But as now Oshena kumemu any body gestures now or no other than whole party and coming sure say obe campaign ni Bawumia in 2024.
Yeah, after the election he felt cheated. he felt say about one mko no emu na ho fine na omo awo de omo awo ne ma no hu bi kakra na omo atimi e de vote na ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia bi mu so at a point feels like sika omo di shame because that time no omo fresh from government. What I say, the feeling say sika omo di shame and how they were able to persuade the delegates so omo to aba ni na echi ni some kind of feeling say omo echi no ni na aka ho bi na ma na on shut down for the ho shame because they were talking about the fact that people had to go to Kennedy Japan this man, Dr. Brian Champon, so Babon saying because he had to give money to, was it Dr. Kennedy Japan? Said the baby bit me the abon who so campaign or the who question because he felt say after that particular point no mako flag bearership praise or my waste scanning day and na obey here be big cranty or cohort be big crack command said the baby on bet me account so abom because I've wasted money on my flag bearership praise. I won't come and waste money on a party that cheated me and made me waste my money. Do you understand? And but we still saw him say Obaya Obe campaign kakra and the man Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia afterwards and who say wasaba baka or ya do the ama party no because I think say 4 million Ghana cedis be crack come party no afterwards say almost I come one boom na or more aqua no makoto but 31st January there in year 2026 election NPP
it was going to be a whole lot of issues. We are very, very eager. Change 31st January, how it's going to be like, who is going to win and who is going to do what, and the aftermath. Me, I'm so much interested in the aftermath. Say, how is everybody going to react? Because in 70 be or more can during the campaign.
We their meetings because. And penifo no be free bi mu ne o makasa say dey see 2024 you know na eno no ben election no ye nim say o mu hwia I mean nkomo be koso meetings akese na ankasa e be koso I'm sure they will still call back all the 5 candidates
contestants
no or from now boom trying to get all of them together to go into 2020 because 2028 you know it's a historic. Do you understand? Because 2024 was historic because President Mahama came back. Emma Obewini. Now he's a sitting government have to change their face and come and face a very strong opponent. A very strong opponent in NPP. Do you understand? It's going to be historical. We look forward to 31st January, who will emerge victorious.
Wow. As you always know, updates ne now, one thing I say norm and I say because senda ho hunu yearly no anya de pa fire outbreak. Last year, you witnessed a fire outbreak in major markets in Ghana, Kantamanto, Kumasi, so Jomuni ade. This year, they name him say, oh, first January, Swatoi, the Nature say, Yankopon ama afeno, babe from Anessa up until and when you marry a better just say, Ukopiemo, wo finfini mante central region of Ghana, Kaswa to be precise. Honorable Phyllis now call your Ewutu Senior East and the constituency there not to say ja kese wo no me o mu fe say Kaswa new market no eja ato honoma abusiafo na nya asem ketu achese na we se o mu fire tenders every suedro ni ade nyina ebe join emumutumi edum jano na chese eja na nkasa no is enough chaos to talk about up until ye kwate se pupo bi akoso ama journalist be ehwaka. This journalist now apparently happens to be from the Class Media Group metre CMG Class FM HM say Samuelado Nidin enono just say fire tenders and I say fire service personnel no sibram na for aba talk of the town. It looks like right now people are even forgetting about the fire incident and are rather talking about the brutalities that happened and I said the beatings are journalist where aje ewo and reportage na woma ewo ejasheshe na se me no ka say fire service phone so ede mu PRO de nsem ya betu dwafa won ne de course nyina but then we talking about journalists brutalities ni ade no ye ba beje ho adwentwe kakra e de fi ho but then ye ma ahwefo enhwe de ekoso e weja hyehye na se ye ba ye beto aso. For that is a video of the incident I see here Kaswa New Market a bridge asheshe no eto ho na Samolado boy ebo no a we in centro ni edema CMG no nsem no na chese yichiremu a emrante a wo mo ewo dwom ho no ma sebe atorenchem se ato omo no ene omo mu bi ekofesi fire tenders ya na se me fire service of officers na Samuado ye de baby aye show penhwe enti watwe ne gadget se wo kwa akotwa na chese chiremu se when musa permission wo so le ya wo ba betwa utwa na wo de akona chese o ma ba betwa abo fire officers se ye nye se ene ono so kwajeje na no na chese yedisisi mu ema no but then amanfo bebre akasa de afa de see no ho people are saying say this was a wrong thing. I mean, we've spoken a lot about journalist brutalities ewukrom ha say centroni beba se bia wo ba be twa bibi na fe be wan see ya bonama. I mean, when is all these things going to end? Don't you think say me enhihye bi eni ho?
Enhihye de wo ho. I mean, you can't just beat a journalist, but then uye edwuma na ode sebe nyansa kakra to ho.
Okay.
Because and it's very sad say asembesi gidigidi pa nipa ni hiamwa. If I appear there as a journalist na metwe me camera e de asiso a ene say nipa ne da ho na me page no de na apemo ama ya hwe no. I mean, which one do you prioritize as a journalist? Do you understand? And I say asemo see whichever way me I don't support what the fire service for me because if so we were juma ye no bi twa unkobo no what I say na mo ye juma no na ye kama na wo twa I mean unkobo no but then people were talking about the fact that I mean it's unconventional and sheda nya asem a or say amount for kind mountain so say there be a fire service for na mo kwa strike ya de na mo nyina mo bofu a na fire service for na mama ntem na mama ha she na ade but then as a journalist, when you go out there, you just tread cautiously. What you man also ye na said I mean the professionalism. How I will appear North Ablekuma North. Akoya omubuni. A journalist or kono a share a chebi some way. But the way you are, the way what peer. I mean, people won't regard you as who you really are. Before I will be on, I say, oh, me free has in a bar, you know my boy. Do you understand? Some of these things do happen. And when you approach a scene, now person file reports of content free honum edible media group, you should tread cautiously. You should know how to go about the whole thing, because the Bible and son who say a media personality. Name empono say who appear as such, know how to do your work. Said will be
okay. We are hearing said there have been calls from most journalists across the Ghana. Say GJA, Ghana Journalists Association, or my president, I will say me with immediate effect, ultimate acting and do something about this whole journalist abrobro, because no money say Ekufa the time nanke attach journalist first so mama pension so I say assign a unity be.
Oh, yes. I mean, they have every right to call their leader, so Mabonte or make a samfa home. And see, I know it's not something that make us say journalists don't know any juma yenti. Ni was no. I mean, sebi ubi a woto biti kurano or follow ya. What I say, and she said, and some no echo they still have every right to come out, condemn the act, and seek for the necessary compensation. I bet me they are a journalist.
Okay, so far any organization, any human rights organization, be any government institution, be babonting, be condemning this particular incident this year.
Oh, sincerely, I think says the fire service for now, and through their PRs, no matter here, they are bringing out some communications out there. Or more trying to, let the public get to know what really happened on that particular fire incident. Only journalists are more they sake kan kakra ho they but as to say investigations be so any other day ente free obiaho.
It's quite unfortunate say areho same way see any other with the fire incident aside mama Phyllis na call you ayete say okopie mu wo honom ni ade no has President Mahama spoken about this fire incident?
Oh, and not be Yanti. You see, Yanti, I mean, can I say Yanti President John Dramani Mahama Kasafa Humba. It was on a very good move, sir. The MP, Ekopi Mowa, trying to, side with Omomo and the Mashi and the Adena. But yeah, can't a year Ijashi and Wasama. It's very funny. Say, a year Dana. Afibia, the Shasia. People are talking about insurance.
Okay.
People are also talking about loans. So we don't change say illegal connections among 4 year or market ni bi mu beba be no anuane wo ho e bi mu use electric cooker bi mu use gas cooker ni ade e wo ho no ma. People are of their sessions say bi mu ko gigi loan na
afene so no muntimi ntua
afene so no muntimi ntua na e be bua form so ane
omo di jakoto
na yenhwe kwan be fa so anya insurance bi kra wo ho. Do you understand? And some of these things do happen, and people think say some people deliberately do that because I hear then na face see PZ na blue lights na wash Kanta.
They actually bear several times.
1st January na wash 2025 na wash
Medina market.
Medina any day. So people are talking about it. Say some people are deliberately behind some of these fires.
So let's just take it like, okay, people are behind this whole fire incident. What do you think the government can do to end this?
If the people don't want to put a stop to it, a bad thing. You see, Ghana National Fire Service, omo di juma sompa, omo enche ni omo titiye eboa, you see some of these. And you want to say corporate offices, no yana yen time shedan tise. Corporate office we are near. Do you understand? Because and church normally corner, yeah, no, most of the time, no. I mean, people pay heed to it, but most of the markets, no, a marketing penny for so. So I'm enforce some of these rules and regulations. Electricity Company of Ghana, the Beba how I'll be your wiring near dear, I bet me avoid the fire outbreak. Any the kind of preventive measures I'll bet me dear market or marketplaces were a bet me which is coming from the Ghana National Fire Service. I'll bet me to curb some of these fire outbreaks. And he said, if they don't take some of these things serious, what the government and bet me here is through the agencies. And if they don't take ECG or for ECG for serious, or for Ghana National Fire Service for serious, probably some of these things need to be interest so.
Obviously, it's quite unfortunate, but we are hoping, say, the appropriate authorities the needful concerning this whole issue about journalist for boom any this fire issues. Now, President Nana Adom Kyei Duah'S, the former president, and the vice Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia during their tenure, you say Nema Bebre so. Even after the election 2024, or more MPP elusu elections, Emma NDC bar power, team ora for shasiye, any idea no timuse na ensem APP, any idea na hupa. But then apparently, something when you na abetremu acquire him so say de Mampeni former president Nana Adom Kyei Duah'S or da or better. Bibia asumdwe obinya na asumdwe ni ade, but me no ka say it looks like men can say is it an expose or is it a revelation or whatever, and some bebre APP ba concerning administration and I said the government with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia jinesie bia wo musisi ye anamon bia wo mututu ye eniema bia wo mo ya I'm say behind the scenes Nebeka say some Ghanaians didn't know about it, but sabre there therefore kumfu ayehu na che ayi kumfu dumfu ye che se yete ne nka cha no wo ba ye na wa start bibie keys bibie ni ameni so me che okatechi frifa na ninsema wo de abetu dwa no it's a bit alarming and shaking to the ear ami ankasa na emi wan ye pa, but then yens taking the juice out of this whole issue would want to watch the video na yentie ensema obeka any idea about this whole thing. But then before that, what is Okatechi Frifa really talking about?
He's talking about one company, a friend Bar Rock Company Limited.
Okay.
Now, I'll say at a point they were claiming say or more aggregators of which they were not.
Okay.
Because the license of which they can omit me from aggregators no not only be up to I think 2020 or so. And see, this is some kind of a big expose bia you want to say Okatechi Frifa just to men can say encore into a gold board or say gold board nagasano a lot of people more session be say family requires this is some kind of expose bia a gold board, but then some vision so kasa the nsem to you about it nti ono de say asem na ba ya na ono show no so crowd me frɛ na wo de nsem abeto dwa kyerɛkyerɛ nti ono so kyerɛkyerɛ nti ye bɛkɔ na yakwakohwe video no yakwakohwe Okatechi Frifa the full expose about a Bar Rock Company Limited ewo honum ti yankɔ ne yankɔhwe ne mbra.
Income investment fund established by the NPP in the year 2024 when the NPP was in program in the year 2024 when the NPP was in so now let's go to the evidence. And I'm going to give you evidence. These are the companies registration or incorporation documents. The companies registration showing that
2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. Sami Jamfia and Timi Amfa any of the licenses or register amfa bianchere. Subconsciously, Sami Jamfia Shadaka every year. But the do baby are obe prove a year renewal of license. Or the 2020 the by one for 2016, one for 2017, one for 2018, one for 2019. Or the 2020 the by. Now 2020 near the election. So people thought that they will win that election so quickly. And Omukoko renewed the license of Bar Rock from 2016. Omukoko renew ye. And the young win election. Yabekwa korese Bar Rock a year juma sa ana. Yan twaso sabi twaso
is good trading license. Now, this company we call Bar Rock has been one of the major gold suppliers in the country. In fact, they were one of the major gold suppliers to aggregators under MIFs. When I say MIF, I'm talking about the MIF.
So Muntie Samajem Fee power. Or say Bow Rock was a major gold supplier to aggregators. So first of all, Bow Rock was not an aggregator, but not a gold buyer. So Samajem Fee say nay, Bow Rock now or no now or yet supplier to aggregators, you know. All of a sudden, those aggregators, you know, enya bank guarantee ama name supply. Be disproving in Samajem future to, but pay attention to every record was not an aggregator before Samajem gave him that job. Now, or your gold buyer, our minimum supply to aggregators.
Minerals Income Investment Fund established by the MPP, the MEF's Gold for Reserve program in the year 2024 when the MPP was in power. And I'm going to give you evidence to that. So now let's go to the evidence. These are the company's registration or incorporation documents showing that it was first incorporated on 14th January 2015. As I'm saying, all these copies I'll leave with you. Okay. I've also given soft copies to your producers. They can project it. Again, the company updated its incorporation on the 20th of November 2023, right, and became Bower Rock Company Limited. It was initially Bower Rock Limited. The certificate is also here. This was 2023. Then these are the articles of incorporation of the company showing that its principal activity is what? Number 1, mining. Number 2, farming. Number 3, construction. Number 4, trading in general goods. Number 5, dealers in precious minerals. Number 6, oil and gas. Number 7, import and export of general goods. So that is the evidence.
Why is it necessary?
Okay, so your checks actually say company no amende ni vision. Amende ni vision. And some of them mining any idea later. Originally, the company wasn't for mining. It wasn't for buying of good. Later in 2020, Anoko amending the vision was a year register of companies. And this are mine any idea in Abishim. And we will go there and you will see. Don't worry your head. Pay attention to Samajem.
To be exhibiting their incorporation documents to show that they were incorporated on 14th of January 2015.
Yeah, because some have suggested that Samajem just went to Gold Board as CEO and decided to appoint a sole buyer of all the gold that Gold Board has been buying. And the company we have appointed is a company that was incorporated only in 2025. The MPP has been making that claim. And that company is even a company registered for the purpose of farming and fishing. It has nothing to do with gold trading. So we need to educate Ghanaians accordingly. Hold on. Please. This is one-on-one. Hold on. So it's not your time yet. Now, number 2, let me give you the evidence. This is the first PMMC license given to the company dated 10th March 2016, expired on 9th March 2017.
A year after its incorporation.
It got
a license from the PMMC.
To deal PMMC license given to the company dated 10th March 2016, expired on 9th March 2017.
Okay, so Samson Ladianyeni, and you're leading a who lead your client, so I'm making a case. And the question is so Busana say, or see